All right, into game two of MSI. Already we see the Poppy ban coming out from AZE. Uh, could look for some sort of pick like the Lee Sin or the J4. LeBlanc taken away means there's added priority into the Ari, which is like Ari's banned. Excuse me. The Trundle pick banning. Okay, J4 I think is a huge pick and possibly even the Victor next to it. But there's so many changes in jungle to the point where this Wukong pick comes through. Wukong can be paired with a lot of different champions. Very cool that two games in a row we see very heavy priority on this Wukong pick. Be interested if we see picks like the Silas. Uh, ooh, even early picks like the in the bot lane, like Lucian is very interesting to see. Um, with this Graves pick, with the lethality Graves coming through, it's kind of interesting that they've gone for the Samira pick, even though Lucian can disengage with E. Um, you're not. I don't think you're gonna have as high kill potential on the likes of that, and then you can also picking Nautilus very early like this is puts you subject to counter pick quite a lot. And Harp is one of the better um, members of DFM currently. So into the second ban phase, AP mages, I'd imagine, is something that we'd want to tackle. Silas is really strong, but DFM could just kind of blind pick that. I think Silas is a spot where you can blind pick. Even the likes of Rise, you have to go with the AP mage version, but still could be a possibility. In the top lane, that Gwen, I want that Gwen taken off the table as well. I think definitely the priority pick there and opens up so many different picks, such as the tank top laners as well as the Hullbreaker Gnar, as well as other, even the Hullbreaker on Urgot in the likes. Gangplank taken away from Evi is kind of interesting. The global priority that Gangplank has, especially with the nerfs to or the buffs to W and passive, are pretty big. The Gnar taken off the table is an interesting choice. Pretty hard to answer outside of the likes of the Gwen. Be interesting what ban we look to. I would want to take some sort of AP mage away from mid lane, and we do answer with the Twisted Fate. I don't think Twisted Fate is necessarily like really playable because I think it gets hard counterpicked by Silos if you can play the matchup correctly. Froggy kind of ran it down against T1 from Saigon, so um, having such an immobile carry into Wukong is kind of an interesting bit, and they're even going to look to punish it with the Zoe pick here. Going to need to dodge bubbles the entire game, as Syndra is going to be rough. And also not having a dash out of Rumble ult is pretty big as well. Interesting pickup. I don't know if that's going to be mid or top. I'd imagine it would have to be top though, because you can't go the melee into Syndra early. Seems pretty rough. Victor coming through. Into I wonder what we'll see top lane. Into the Rumble. Possibly just the Gwen, right? Because you can put Shroud down if he tries to equalizer you. And it doesn't hurt Gwen, or it doesn't hurt scaling from the Syndra. But instead we're going to see they're going to pick Ornn into Samira? Bruh. You um that's a head scratcher for sure. I think AZE will take this. It's a fairly greedy comp from DFM overall. If Steel can't steal the game away and snowball on this Graves, I think AZE are kind of in for a hurting here. I'm picking two lethality threats in the Lucian if you go towards that. Um, What's it? Sorry, the collector is kind of bad into the passive of Wukong. So AZE kind of did their homework. DFM coming up with a very, very, we'll say, nostalgic build from playoffs. I'm interested to see Dimitri playing the Wukong. I haven't seen any of AZE. LLA is not a region I really watched, so this is my first time watching them. I saw a little bit of DFM, so I'll be interested to see. I think this should be a win for AZE.